Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Lord Monford Velaryon of Driftmark. And here we find ourselves in the midst of a hunt. Lord Monford, in this time of peace following the War of the Bastard King, has, while consolidating his position as Master of Coin, not to mention just completing his marriage to Lady Marjorie Tyrell, a very important marriage and an important alliance for House Velaryon. Well, we have had some time to essentially take ease for a little bit and go on some hunts and begin working on our own holdings. We've got the construction of a great lighthouse here in Driftmark itself, and we might pursue some other potential construction projects in the meantime. We've got lots of money. We're making plenty of money. And so, yeah, we're just taking time to have a little peace here. And I think that's pretty fitting. Now, obviously, we are expecting things to get a little interesting with, you know, Jon Snow up in the north or Jon Targaryen here. You can see I've given him a personal coat of arms. I'm sure everybody's probably got their own ideas of what Jon's coat of arms could look like. But this time I decided to do something a little different, and instead of doing a Targaryen symbol for him, which, you know, he was raised as a Stark, I think maybe this makes a little more sense. So we took the Targaryen colors and put them on the Stark sigil, which I think looks pretty cool. And honestly, I just wanted to use the personal arms feature there for Jon. So I said all that. But yeah, like I said, I know everybody's got their own ideas for what that might look like, but I think that looks pretty cool in the first place. So in any case, we have been going on some hunts, and here we are on this hunt with Lord Boris, I believe is, yes, the Lord of Longbar. So this is one of our vassals. Indeed it is. And so we're going on a little bit of a hunt. Let's see if we are successful. Let's get out there. So while we're on this hunt, we are going to be, you know, trying to consider what we're going to do next. And I think a big part of that is going to involve the stepstones. And so that is probably where we're going to be turning our attention to for now. I've already got our Septon looking for, you know, claims, essentially. I mean, obviously we don't need legitimate claims to go and conquer the stepstones, but this is all just in preparation for taming the pirates there. So it's exactly what we're going to be doing. Got the same event twice. Part of taming those pirates, and as you will remember, our brother Orain Waters of House Bloodwaters, the cadet dynasty that he had formed after we gifted him the half of the island of Bloodstone here. He died. He drowned on the way back from our wedding. And as somebody pointed out, he was really drunk at the wedding, so he might have just fallen off his ship literally the night that his ship set sail from the wedding. So that's unfortunate. That leaves his young son, 0 years old, just like a newborn, essentially in charge of this island. Obviously not in charge. He has a regent, of course. But I don't think that makes a lot of sense that we would leave this young boy like in this position. So I'm imagining, even though technically it says he's here in Bloodstone, I imagine we probably have the the young child up here in Driftmark, and in fact we'll probably arrange a guardianship for him, probably ourselves. And so we can assume that he's being taken care of in our court, and we have some people down managing this island because there's pirates everywhere. So obviously we need to have a strong core command down there. And so these goals are going to be assisted by a new addition to our court, and that is Avara. Now, this is a Lysini woman who has some Summer Islander blood along with some Valyrian blood, so you can see that in her hair and skin coloring here. She was once a former pirate who ended up on the good side of our dear brother and was assisting him here in Bloodstone. And so after his death, she has sworn her loyalty to us instead, and according to her own claims, is going to help us quell the piracy here in these islands and lead young Lord Lucerys here to a position that he can potentially rule over these islands here. So she's making a lot of claims, but I think her boldness has won us over to some extent. So we'll give her an opportunity and see what Avara can do. But yeah, we're going to have to work hard to quell these pirates because there's quite a few of them, and we do need to get revenge on Salador San for his raiding that he did on us not all that long ago. Gaining some hunter experience. Let's hope we can get successful on this one. So there we go. I will say I have also dealt with the whole Mia Stone. Another daughter. No son just yet. Alyssa Velaryon. You know what? Somebody pointed out if we had a daughter, we should name her Olenna after Marjorie's grandmother, the Queen of Thorns. Awesome character from the books and from the show. And I think that's a pretty fitting name. So Olenna Velaryon. Still no son, but you know what? We've still got time. No rush for that. And a daughter is perfectly fine as well. So and she has turned out to be pretty. So kids are inheriting the good traits. As I was saying, I have dealt with the situation over here with Lord Willem Rivers, the bastard of House of Derry, and who is married to Mia Stone, who is Robert Baratheon's bastard daughter. And so I've fixed things up so it's a matrilineal marriage, and I've made this House Darstag. Probably some more people have suggestions for, you know, a name for that, but I think this is fine. And we've got the coat of arms that incorporates the Baratheon and the Derry coat of arms. So any children that they have will be of this Baratheon cadet dynasty. So even if something happens to Renly and his daughter, the Baratheon dynasty might not quite die out all that soon. So yeah, I think that probably fills everybody in on things that have happened amidst the episode. Not a very good chance of this hunt succeeding, only 23%. Not great. The stag eluded us this time. Well, I guess we'll go home. We lost some stress and gained some experience and prestige, which is all well and good. So there we go. We can still get these claims on like Wendwater Forest. I don't know if we really need to. Ooh, derelict ship. I don't know if we need to. We could gain a claim on the High Lordship, which is actually I mean, this guy is evil. The way I would see it is essentially, you remember in the books when Robert Baratheon sends Beric Dondarrion and like a group of knights to go hunt down Gregor Clegane, who had been like raiding in the Riverlands. This was before the War of the Five Kings had like started, and he sends Beric Dondarrion to go and hunt down Gregor. I imagine it would be like kind of a similar situation to that, except maybe a lot more on like a much grander scale. This Lord John is obviously a horrible person, a kinslayer, a murderer, like a philanderer, basically just a horrible, horrible person. And so somebody needs to mete out the king's justice, right? There aren't just like police that can go and deal with this. So maybe the small council is gathered together and they would suggest that Lord Velaryon here could go and deal with the foul lord of Wendwater Forest. It's entirely possible, you know, rather than sending, I mean, who even knows who half these people are? Tyrion is the Master of Whispers, which is awesome. This is from House of Stokeworth. Yeah, these are barely, not even important. people here. Then we've also got Lord Paramount Willis as the Master of Laws, and Lady Isilla as the as the Hand of the King. A woman as Hand of the King. Interesting. That might be a, I don't know. Is that a first in the Game of Thrones? Who knows? So maybe it does make sense that we could be sent off to do this job. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting, you know, getting the rulership over these lands. It's, you know what? I can see it. I can see it. Let's deal with this derelict ship. Sea is calm and forgiving today. We spot the mangled corpse of a ship buried nose first. Let's investigate. We are brave, of course. We find nothing of interest. Very well. All right, so we get the press claim on the lordship of Wendwater, and yeah, let's bring some justice. So we're not going to take this guy's titles. Technically, we would just gain, or I mean, we're going to take his titles, but we're not going to necessarily like imprison him or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. I still think this kind of makes sense. You gotta come up with your own reasonings when it comes to the Game of Thrones mod. It's not going to work exactly like things would work in the book. But I do think that we are going to pursue justice in the name of the king. And so let's just get right to it. Do we need to, and keep in mind that this is the War of the Bastard King was like not that long ago. So the realm is still, you know, we're still dealing with the remnants of the entire situation that led up to that. So we're obviously going to lead the army ourselves because we are the ones who have been tasked with dealing justice. Ooh, Captain Arillo of Taggers Island. Oh, see, look at this. The guy is getting pirates. He's literally getting pirates. Pirates to help him. Clearly, the king's justice needs to be delivered here, and we are going to be the ones to do it. So we're going to head over here as soon as opportunity allows and crush his army beneath the Velaryon host. A powerful army indeed, led by one of the kingdom's greatest warriors. And so, yeah, let's... Oh, you're going to try to run, but it ain't gonna work. Let's try to catch him. He's moving into our own lands, which gives us a nice advantage as well. Or maybe he's not. Let's see. Can we catch him here before he can make it onto the bridge? No, he's gonna run. Let's see. We might be able to... Oh yeah, looks like he's trapped now. His army's gonna have no hope here. And so we engage in battle with the dastardly Lord John of House Faring here to deliver justice. Well, let's see how well... Ooh, Lord Ardrian fighting in this battle too. We've got the Celtigars in here. And the battle obviously we vastly outnumbered the enemy here. They didn't really stand too much of a chance there, so crush their armies. Let's head in to Castle Faring and we'll lay siege to it, and let's take a look at the aftermath of that battle. It's too bad we didn't capture the enemy lord here. Larissa slew Lord Tarwin of Darkgroves as he was retreating from battle. So it looks like there's still some loyal lords here. Gilbert Faring was maimed in that battle, so the son of Lord John. John Brindlewood here, just a hedge knight it looks like, was wounded, and then we captured Oren Knollwood, another hedge knight it seems. Yeah, we're gonna go and siege down his castle here. Hopefully it won't take over long to deal with. I don't think his army's gonna have much hope of lifting the siege. They do not seem well suited towards it, even with their hired pirate allies here, who I don't even know where they are. But yeah, looks like we've got this this matter well in hand. The king will be pleased. The king who is currently traveling now into Dorne, it seems. Yeah, so he's moving He's continuing his tour. He's heading towards Sunspear there. And we'll see how well the Dornish welcome him. I mean, House Baratheon and House Martell are not exactly close, I wouldn't say. You know, you got to consider that the war and, you know, Robert's War, the War of the Usurper, was only, what, 20 years ago or something now? Not a whole long time. And even though it was the Lannisters who was responsible for the death of Doran Martell's sister, I still think that, you know, the Baratheons are probably not well considered amongst the... Oh, my daughter and heir, Daenerys, enters my chamber, turning things over in her mind. Father, my lord, I want to discuss my betrothal, she says arrogantly. I can't do it. I don't want to marry Prince John. She continues, where to start? If I'm honest with myself, I can't stand him. An unfaithful oath? He can't possibly say true to me. A bastard? How could I possibly? Please, father, don't make me do... Oh, wow, this puts me in, like, a interesting position here. I mean, he is lustful. Don't know if he has any lovers. He doesn't have any bastard children. Forgiving, arrogant, brave, impatient. I mean, this is a tough decision for me, actually. I think that we would, because we're arrogant, because we're impatient, I think we might force it, but like the forgiving makes me kind of... if we were compassionate as well, I think we would go with the... with that we would say you don't have to marry him. But because we're not really, I think that we will force her to do it, so... she's not going to like us for it. She becomes irritable. But this is something that you unfortunately have no control over, my daughter. I'm sorry. Well, they've actually mustered up a reasonable sized army. I dare them to come and use it against us. We'll see if they do try. But I suspect that they will be too cowardly. And we will siege down their capital, and then we will fight their army. Oh, what happened here? Oh, this must be another branch of Faring Cross here. Yeah, it's just from one of their small castles. Okay. Nothing to be concerned about there. Siege is progressing quickly, and we should hopefully have it done soon. Looks like we are almost done there, and then we'll go and hit his army. A romance when Lady Marjorie suggested a hunt. She wants to go for a hunt. There's a scream. I go ahead with my attempt to romance her. Indeed, let's try. Marjorie, I am coming. I burst through the foliage into the clearing, my heart beating wildly, but the scene is not what I expected. There's a stag, yes, but it is on the ground, an arrow stuck between its eyes. Marjorie lowers her bow and she turns to face. What is this about, Lord Montfort? Did you think me incapable of defending myself? Oh no, we were rebuffed. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll have to continue wooing our wife another time. She seems, perhaps she is not our soulmate after all. Looks like we've captured some of Lord Faring's family here in this battle. So now we're going to go and engage them in battle. This is actually relatively even here. We have the slight advantage. But, yeah, we'll see if it wins out. It looks like it's turning towards our favor. We certainly have, presumably, the better knights, I would imagine. Well, I mean, they've got some reasonable ones here. Oh, yeah, looks like there should be some interesting things from this battle. But yeah, it looks like we are going to have them defeated well in hand here. But yeah, let's take a look. All right, so some deaths here in this battle for sure. Evitho gaining some good kills there, along with Lord Valdor. Actually, for the first time, Evitho has got more kills than Valdor, which is good on Evitho. Valdor was wounded by Cleomar. Robert Lynchfield was wounded. But he slew Tibero Tagaros here from the Volantines. Let's see, any other slain? Lord Jonlin of Sharppoint slew Varesso Coronar. And our Knight Lord Jerian Blackberry was slain as well. So, oh man, House Blackberry has had it rough. They've only got a couple living members here. Dismiss, and we will siege down this little castle here, and I think that should give us Faring Cross itself. And there we go. We can deal with the pirates once we've dealt with the Lord of Wendwater here, who refuses to... Oh, okay, so never mind. Actually, the Lord... What happened here? Lord John... Oh, okay, so Lord John did die. He died of old age. And now his son is taken over, but his son has taken up arms against the king as well. He has refused to surrender. But we might allow him to keep his castles. We will just have to become the greater lord of Wendwater Forest, and you know, make sure that the king's justice remains true there. To nurture relationships between the next generation of rulers is a duty we should not neglect. Some of your more influential vassals have children, and I'm certain Daenerys would benefit from knowing. Samwell Quince or Jaehaerys of Velaryon. I suppose we could have her maybe make good ties with one of her cousins, so sure. Look at their army scattering to the winds. Oh, they're going to try to siege back down their own castle? Well, let's station some besiegers here and let's go and crush their army one more time. We should easily be able to defeat them here. Yeah, they didn't really stand much of a chance. We better go and assist our army, though, in the siege. Looks like we got caught into another battle. We'll take a quick look at the details there. Evitho's doing good. Nice. Like to see it. We gotta get Evitho some rewards when we get a chance here. And Daenerys has come of age. They grow up fast. And that means that she can fulfill the duty of being married to Lord John, so we will send that proposal. And I'm sorry, Daenerys, I know you didn't want to marry him, but we have plans. And, you know, we're not necessarily a good guy. We are a heroic guy, a knightly, chivalrous man. But I don't know if I would say that we are a good man. Honorable enough. But yeah, certainly not good. Looks like we've defeated our enemy. And although the original target of our justice is dead, House Faring has obviously not been keen on serving their new king properly. And so, oh wow, he's on another long journey. He must have came back from Sunspear already. And now he is up in the Vale. So, all right. Must be something going on in there. Maybe a tournament or something of the sort. In any case, let us enforce justice. So, essentially, the way I see this is that we will allow Lord Gilbert, because we were really, you know, going after his father. That was the mark of our justice here. We will allow him to continue to hold his lands, but essentially Wendwater Forest is going to be under the stewardship of Lord Montfort here in order to just, you know, make sure that there's no more cause for concern among House Faring or those who were loyal to it. So I think that that makes a lot of sense. We will probably release his mother. I don't think we need to do anything in this, so we're just gonna release her as it stands. Let's see, any other prisoners from there? I mean, we'll accept ransoms for any who are willing to offer up ransoms in any case. because, you know, we can always use the money here. And the rest of these, Brindlewood, you can be released. Also, yeah, we'll release the people from Brindlewood here. Cargill, let's see, Jane Cargill, no reason to keep her imprisoned either. These Tyroshi, though, this guy, ooh. Sorry, I don't think we want to let you out of prison here. You got the great box. You can stay where you are. Knollwood, we'll keep these two imprisoned. Who knows what kind of crimes they may have committed. In any case, that's done. We can join Prince Illyrio's Grand Tournament. What do they got going on here? Horse race, board games, recital, and wrestling. I'm not really too interested in that. I'm probably a little bit more interested in continuing the conquest of the stepstones here. Now, obviously, we do want to find an opportunity to put Jon Targaryen on the throne, but I'm not going to force the situation. You got to remember that Lord Montfort is, relatively speaking, loyal to King Renly. King Renly has, you know, we helped put him on the throne. He's rewarded us greatly. He's a good man, relatively speaking. Actually, good man, not even relatively, like objectively speaking, he is a good man. So we don't really have a direct reason to go against him other than, like, the Velaryons were close allies with the Targaryens. But, you know, Lord Montfort was a child when the last Targaryens ruled. So, you know, other than that historical ties, you know, the historical ties are one thing, but his personal ties are completely another thing. And so those, I think, probably factor in a little bit more. Now, if something were to happen to Renly, completely different story, but I don't think we're going to, like, force this situation just yet. I'm willing to let some time pass and see what happens. Ooh, we can sponsor something. Oh, he wants to forge a sword. You know what? I'm down with that. Oh, that cost me a little bit more. I thought that was costing way less. All right, 313. Hopefully it's a really freaking good sword. But we'll go get some money from the pirates in any case. Speaking of that, let's go and let's deal with this pirate. Who is this? Captain Ricasa. Well, Captain Ricasa, your lands are going to be free of any pirate influence here. Let's raise up our armies. And let's deal with the pirates. Inspiration. A vassal to remember. Lord Ardrian and Lord Roger are among the most powerful vassals in my realm. I never know how to keep them happy. Anyone would be pleased to have something made in their name. Oh, we're not going to dedicate this sword to our vassals. I think we'll dedicate it to ourselves. We are arrogant, after all. So I think that seems pretty fitting there. Got some pirate captains joining the war against us. Not too worried about that. Their army doesn't seem too concerning to us. And our wife is pregnant again. May we have a son? I certainly hope so. There we go. Wow, that was, yeah, that went about as I expected there. Evitho, damn. Evitho is leading the way recently. I wonder if Evitho's gonna gain himself a reward here in the very near future. Quite possibly he will. We can call allies to, we don't necessarily need to. Oh, we do have too many held duchies, though. Okay. While this siege is going, I'm going to consider what to do with that. I don't think we want to hold these duchies. Maybe we want to give them to somebody who seems... Maybe Wendwater Forest will go to somebody who seems a little bit more trustworthy here. Groves attacked us. I remember them fighting against us. Wendwater here? I mean, the place is called Wendwater Forest. What is this guy? Generous, cynical, brave? He's a good knight. It's either him or Lord Giles, but Lord Giles is too young. You know what? I think this will be probably the how to say it, the will of the king. But I'm pretty sure that he would probably want to give this title out. He probably doesn't want us to consolidate power here. But this guy will remain essentially a vassal of us now. So yeah, I think that makes sense. So he swears, you know, we're his direct liege here, but we're not directly ruling the Duchy of Windwater for us. Ooh, the pirates are coming to fight. Oh no. I survey the battlefield, contemplating how this battle will be remembered, and gaze towards the dead that remain. I notice a group of my soldiers approach, and they politely bow before me. My lord, we came upon the enemy banner while we were cleaning the battlefield. We thought it would be a shame to leave it behind. Perhaps you wish to keep it as a trophy. I will make a fine addition to my collection. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a... Actually, you know what? This is a pirate war banner. We're just gonna burn it. It's not even worth holding on to. There we go, look at this. Crushing the enemy army here. 2 battles, we can take a look at the details. Just capturing all sorts of pirates here. And, yeah, look at this. How many pirates do we have in our prison now? Oh, wow. I mean, should we just be executing them or what? Stress. Oh, we would take so much stress if we were. We'll leave them in the dungeon. Pirates belong in the dungeon. Or executed, but we are forgiving, so we'll let them rot away in the dungeon. That's the forgiving thing to do, right? Yeah. Nothing to really worry about there. Let's get this siege done. Lord Valdor the Slaughterer has died of his wounds. Oh, and his wife is pregnant at age 41. I wonder if she's gonna have a son, but it seems just a little too late as Lady Orana of Shroud takes rulership. But we will ensure that Lady Orana grows up, and we'll make sure she gets a good marriage and whatnot. But yes, can we get some F's in chat for Valdor, who... Let's face it, Valdor was a true badass. He was a close friend of ours as well from a young age, and he helped us get to the position that we are now. I mean, he's a terrifying warrior in battle, truly a man who you would fear to face on the battlefield or the tourney grounds, and yet unfortunately dead of his wounds. Well, he will be missed. His council position is open. Perhaps we will get the new Lord Piers of Windwater Forest in there. That is, yeah, that's rough to see. Valdor, he was a good man. He was a good man indeed. But, well, that's just how it goes sometimes. I mean, not everyone can survive. I wonder if his wife will end up having a son or not. Very, very interesting indeed. But House Edgewater will certainly continue. That much is assured with 2 children there. So, and let us finish off this siege here. There we go. Blood Point is captured and force our demands. And with that, we can also potentially... Can we get the duchy title here? No, probably not yet. Okay, so we still need 1 more title here. But I'm probably... You know what? We need to give a reward. And I think we're going to reward... Okay, so some people have been suggesting that we should also knight Evitho. And I'm willing to make the offer here to see if he wants to be knighted. But he rejects it. I mean, he was Dothraki and a former slave, and so perhaps he does not really care to be a knight. But either way, we are going to grant him a title, and we will be granting him the lordship of Blood Point. So there we go. He's no longer going to be our acclaimed knight, but that is perfectly acceptable. He is now Lord Evitho, so an even a greater title than knight, and his family will continue. We're going to need to fill in some court positions, and we're going to need to consider what the future would hold. So I am looking forward to your comments down below. But yeah, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think, I mean, oh, Renly's wife is pregnant. Will she have a son? It's a good question. If somebody can go into the comments and give me a good explanation of why we would, betray Renly to put Jon on the throne, then certainly please do so, because I would be happy to do something if it made sense. But for now, I'm pretty content to work our way through the step zones and wait for a good opportunity, because like I said, I don't know if we would betray Renly, but if you've got an idea of why that makes sense, I would be happy to hear it. But until the next one, Wanderers, thank you for watching.